family. Let me come there. Number one, is KMC legal services offered by your mother's firm? This is an accusation. Bohamne is everywhere. Your mom's legal firm is the one being retained by the council. Number one. Number two, also the insurance company that your family owns is the one that insures KMC vehicles. Is that true?
So I think first I'll answer your first question, which is, do I get a lot of flack and a lot of hate because I am perceived to fata bunte?
Bunte.
Yes. One time, one staff was heard saying, KMC ne hatut. And I asked one of the staff, I said, but KMC was known to not be able to pay salaries sometimes for 6 months. Since we came into office, there's never a time we're even late on salary. Salaries are paying religiously almost on the 25th of every month. I mean, if you receive your salary, why would you say ne KMC ne hatut?
Mochati?
Exactly. So the partying that was going on, the giving of different items for free, the doorways of eating money indiscriminately, those things don't exist anymore. KMC, when you come now, is a serious institution delivering services. And every day we are looking at ways to create more blockage, to limit the leakage or eliminate it. And this is where we need Gambia to be if Gambia wants to progress. The taxpayers' money should work for the taxpayers. And you cannot buy something for $1 and go sell it for $20. You cannot go into procurement and be overpricing things for a kickback. So these are many things that we have limited and many doorways we have closed. So of course, a lot of people are not happy with me.
What are you giving to your family?
Coming to the next question. My mother was the lawyer of KMC for the last 20-somewhat years. When I came into office in 2018, it was one of the first things I changed. Yes. So I actually had an interview, I think, with Paradise in 2019. Where I was asked the same question. And in 2019, I had the same answer. Our legal practitioner is Senghor. Yasin Senghor has been our lawyer since 2019. So in 2018, I saw the conflict of interest, and it was obvious. Even though my brother said, no, we can provide free services, I said, no, it's apparent conflict of interest. We have to change you. And we changed it via a general council resolution. It was not individually I who changed it. I presented the case on the council floor as a conflict of interest. And it was passed as a general council resolution that AB and Co must be dropped because of the apparent conflict of interest with the mayor. Takaful Insurance, I used to work for Takaful Insurance in 2010, and I used to come to KMC in 2010 and insure their fleet of vehicles. But when I came and I saw Takaful is insuring also a lot of KMC vehicles, we reduced those vehicles. KMC now has 5 insurance companies. True, Takaful is still a part of them, but a 5th. But they have been insuring KMC for more than a decade. When I was marketing manager of Takaful, I used to meet Commander, then the Commissioner of Police, and I used to insure the fleet of vehicles. So I mean, it's easy for people to come and just pick things here and there. But what I've done is, since I've come into KMC, I've tried to be a public servant with a difference. I've tried to be a model for everybody who wants to aspire to be a public servant. Many people don't know, when I came into office, the mayoral car I never used. They wanted to buy a car for the deputy mayor because they said the deputy mayor did not have a car. I said, no, we have come to say we are saving taxpayers' money. So I gave deputy mayor the then mayor's car to use, and I used my personal car for more than 8 months. I used my black Durango, which I campaigned with. I know it was a car that was very popular amongst the youths. I used it for more than 8 months, just to avoid using taxpayers' money to buy a car. In one council, one of the councillors stood up and said, it is very embarrassing for us, Mayor, that as an entire council, as the entire people of KMC, we still cannot provide a car for the mayor that says Mayor 1 or KMC 1. I said, no, well, I'm very comfortable with my car. It's a good car. It's an expensive car. It's a car that I own and I bought with my own money, and I would like to continue with it. But they insisted. I guess it was to show me that you know, they're happy with my work or whatnot. And they said they want to buy a car for me. So the car they bought was originally $4 million. When I saw the car parked at the office, I immediately felt guilty. I am the one going every day and advocating how do we make people's taxpayers' money work? How do we ensure the money our mothers are sweating for in the market are going to the right place? And here I am, now with a $4 million car. You can ask around. I returned the car, and we swapped it for half the price, a $2 million car. And it's the car I drive to date. The deputy mayor's car is bigger than mine. The CEO's car is nicer than mine. So we have done a lot that people don't talk about, and we have tried to show a lot of practice. Many people don't know that I never take my car home. There's not a day the mayor's car parks at my residence. The car drops me home and picks me up every morning for the past 3 years since I had the mayor's car. It drops me home and picks me up every morning. It parks at the mayor's office. So I want to show people that public office cannot be personalized. It's not yours. And when I started it, I thought, okay, maybe this is just me trying to set an example. But when I traveled the world, I went to Madison City Council. I went to a council called Massique in Belgium. I realized that this is standard practice. Public cars are not taken home. Public cars are parked in public offices and are only used for public duties. So go to KMC tonight on a Friday. You'll find my car parked there from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the driver will pick it up Monday morning to pick me up. And every night it will sleep at KMC. So I want to be a public servant that shows that, look, we have to make taxpayers' money work for taxpayers by eliminating leakages, by controlling the funds, by not exploiting our offices and buying and procuring things that we like. So this is why I thank God that I have a business that works very well. I have a business that I've had since 2014. It employs almost 30 staff. It's been thriving ever since. And my business is what gives me my lifestyle, not the council office. So I am proud of that, and that's the only way I could be mayor. That's the only way I could be mayor. I would never be mayor. I would never be a public servant if I could not earn enough outside public office.
So what is your relationship with your councillors?
The relationship with my councillors, especially the APRC ones, has been great. And there was a time when the UDP councillors would be jealous and say, Mayor, why are you closer to the APRC councillors than us? Because my relationship when it gets to council is not based on what party you come from. I like councillors based on what their agenda is, based on what they're doing for their people, etc. So my relationship with all the councillors has been great. And since I came into office, I have taught the UDP councillors to embrace members of other parties. So that's why when issues come, very rare do we have a conflict in terms of voting. Because we allow everybody to speak their mind, we allow everybody to state the facts, and we all vote on the facts. There was a time when my own councillors would have different ideas from me and vote against me. So the council is a council that is unified, and we've been really setting the pace, showing a politics of difference. We've been really projecting what Gambia can be, a unified people working towards one objective of a developed Gambia. So the relationship with the councillors has been great.
The 80,000 loan to councillors, people said that was to buy loyalty from the councillors. How did that come about?
No, so this is, like I said, when this whole mess started, it was, everybody was reaching for stories about KMC they could use to tarnish KMC's image or to make KMC look like an irresponsible organization. So we all know that 1/6s are things that are normal in government, especially when prayer times come. Advanced salaries are things that are normal in government. So advanced allowances have always existed in KMC. So councillors don't receive salaries, they receive allowances. So what happens is if a councillor is sick or their wife is sick or they have a tragedy or they have a problem that they need help with, they apply for an advanced allowance. So just yesterday, when the controversy started, I started researching and said, I didn't know this advance allowance was such a big deal. And I realized when you look at the 12 people who have taken advance allowances since 2020 January, 7 of them are from different parties. Only 5 of them are from UDP. Secondly, only 2 of them owe money. Both of them was 20,000. So these are deductions that are taken from their salary on a monthly basis. And nobody can take an advance allowance that you cannot pay for before your term in office is over. And this is something that has existed in KMC and most government institutions for a very long time. This is a thing that exists in my very own company. When a staff, we all know salaries are very low. Sometimes staff have problems beyond their means. And they say, look, can you give me a salary advance that can be deducted? So when I saw this story and they said, criminal salary advance scheme, I was like, what is going on? You know, so like I said, when the issue of the deputy mayor happened and then the issue of the CEO happened, there was just, because we're in a political year, an attack on the council. But I told one of my colleagues, I said, I've been here almost 4 years. If the most illegal thing that has happened in this council is salary advances for councillors, I thank God.
Well, the investors, the inspectors are coming. Are you worried that the investors might find something that has happened under your watch?
If they find something, I would blame the National Audit Office and I would blame the Internal Audit Department. We have an Internal Audit Department and the National Audit Office audits us every year. And I don't think there's anything that they would detect that those people did not detect. But if there is, I am curious to know, I want to know. Like I said, we are at the governance and policy level. I am the mayor, I'm the councillors. We don't sign checks, we don't run the administration, we cannot withdraw money. We provide guidance, we provide governance, we provide policies. We are policy makers. So for example, this loan of 12 million they were going to get, if that staff did not report to me, I would never have known, because I am not in the administration. I do not sign checks. If there is not an audit report that informs me that there's something wrong, I wouldn't know. So if there's an inspection team coming, we are more than happy. I think we have to have it even more often. We are more than happy for them to come and tell us what the administration has been doing. So the CEO is the Chief Accounting Officer of the council, also the custodian of all records of the council, signs all contracts, is the chairman of the contracts committee, is responsible for all the administrative processes of the council. So the only thing the council can do is pass resolutions and direct, do this, do that. This is the budget we have agreed on. This is how you should spend it. So we rely on auditors to tell us if something is going wrong, an internal audit department, and the National Audit Office. So in a lot of ways, politicians are shielded from the administrators. So for example, we have a local government select committee that invites every council to parliament every year to review their audit report and their management report. The mayors are required to be present, but they're not required to answer questions or required to talk, because the CEO and the director of the finance are the ones who are accountable and responsible. So I think people ought to understand that the mayor sits at the council to supervise the administration on behalf of the council. But the actual work, the actual signing and the money spent is all done at the administrative level headed by the CEO. Yeah.
So today you gave us an update
that
an additional money has been recovered as part of the 12 million.
Yes.
Now outstanding is 900,000.
Yes.
How was that recovered?
So the bank informed me that they have recovered for the 2.4 million from the 3-point-something million that was outstanding, and 900,000 is left. So this is the update I got from the bank CEO, and I think the public deserve to know. So just members of the public, this is not taxpayers' money, it's not 24 million, it's not 30 million.
Yeah.
This is a 12 million loan issued to the Staff Welfare Fund on the basis of a forged guarantee from the council on behalf of staff who are not aware. So we had to step in to protect taxpayers' money, but no taxpayers' money has been taken to date. And the bank has recovered most of their funds with an outstanding of 900,000. Also in today's update, we wanted to give the status of the investigation of the deputy mayor. So the committee spokesperson spoke, who's a member of PDOIS. The chairman of the committee spoke, who is an independent person, not a councillor, not a member of any party, to update people that they have set up, and they have started their interviews of the different people who have come to testify, and they will make their report public. You know, so I think also, Fatu, I think for me, people should be very proud of KMC. You know, we could have had all these allegations, and these allegations come for every institution, and they go on social media and stuff. But nobody bothers to ever talk about this in the public eye.
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody ever bothers to talk about this in the public eye, and we could have chosen that route. Because they're afraid what people will say. They're afraid if people will judge them. But I am more interested in the long-term legacy after I'm gone than what people think about me today. And these are some of the hard decisions we have to make. So KMC has always tackled matters of corruption with the utmost. And we did not want any different. Others, too, were more of a private nature, and this is in the public eye. But we have to tackle it nevertheless. We cannot run away from it. We cannot brush it under the rug. We cannot hide it. We talk about it, we address it, and we try to get to the bottom of it. So I think if every government department was like this, we would go a long way into curing the disease of corruption in this country. And it's in every sector, it's at every level. There's nothing absolutely you can do in Gambia without it meaning like johma. So we should not pretend that there's no corruption. Yeah. Or we should not pretend that, oh, it's just KMC. We know it is widespread. It is in every government department. It's in every ministry. It is in every company. But if we allow it to become our culture, if we have this culture of silence around it, we will never see a Gambia that can develop. We will never see a country that can benefit our children. We will just be fooling each other with false political promises and thinking that Gambia is going to somehow improve by itself, but it will not. We have the power to fix this country or not. And one of the things eating at the very core of this country is corruption. Corruption, what it is? Many people think about the word and think very, maybe huge, but what it is the loss of value.
Yeah.
It's the loss of value. $10 ibu wara samba tali. So for one year, $5. Tali bujar $5 nga am.
Yeah.
Feka munon nga am $10 tali tay. So giving of $5, meaning the league you need double the time for $10.
Yeah.
So feka adna bangen now, the world is traveling and moving at warp speed, leapfrogging. Countries need to bante league.
Yeah.
They develop advance. We all now want to live in the Western world because it's comfortable. Everything is there, everything is available, everything works. But if we keep extracting the resources, putting it in our private pockets, how can the country develop? So there's always a joke that, you know, there's so many story buildings and so many developed buildings, but no roads.
Yeah.
Because there's no money going to the right places. So corruption is this disease that Gambians have come to accept. And it's not this time, it's been here for a very long time. But we all have to find the courage and find the bravery to talk about it, to face it head on, and to solve it one step at a time. And I think what KMC has done here should be commended. We did not shy away, we did not hide. We could have let people talk about it and say, oh, it's just a rumor. But we attacked it head on. And, you know, to a certain degree, we're a bit disappointed because people seem to now vilify people who talk about corruption.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question. Yeah. Would you do this again if something like this happens in your council again, considering what is going on right now, having issues with your line ministry and getting attacked on social media and everywhere, and people really, really scrutinizing you, your family and everything. Would you do it again?
So, if I could not be Talib Bensouda and be myself and follow what I believe and follow my values, I cannot be anything else. So if I cannot be real with being mayor, if I cannot be as the person I am and doing what I'm doing, then I would rather not be mayor. I would rather pursue other things. So just because I want to be liked, just because I want to stay in a position, wouldn't make me lose myself. it is something that I would have done over and over and over again as far as I am mayor. And until the day I realized that, look, I don't like this thing anymore, I don't like how people are treating me, or I don't like the limelight, then I'll bow my head and step aside. So I am famously known during my campaign to say, so let masani le karta, wala ngeen ñaka masani karta. Either way is okay. Suma neke mayor, man ñaka neka mayor, sant na yalla both sides. Because suma neke mayor is a prestige.
Yeah.
Come right now, I am very privileged to be somebody serving a large number of people. I am very privileged to be a person that Gambians are looking up to develop their lives and bring change. Cër bobu mom duma ko musa regret.
Yeah.
But at the same time, being mayor is a sacrifice. I don't have time to spend with my family as much as I would. I don't have time to spend on my business, building my private pockets as much as I would. So what people fail to see is the opportunity cost, the opportunities I have left, the life I have left to serve the people. So a lot of people don't understand. Because for many people in this country, being a politician is an upgrade to one's lifestyle. I mean, I don't want to talk like this all the time, but I think it's people deserve to know.
Yeah.
My private car is better than my mayor's car. That's why I don't care what the mayor car is about. And like I've said, with the lifestyle I want to live, if I could not provide for myself, I would never go into politics. But I think, Fatou, we need this different type of politics in this country, where you go into public office and your focus is the massaf. Man might choose this path. Path is sacrifice. Don't want to do a public office and your number one goal is to be wealthy.
Yeah.
Public office all over the world, public servants are the lowest paid.
The lowest paid.
Could do a public servant, that's what it means. You're a servant.
Yeah. When you ran for mayor, you were the youngest person.
Yes.
You are still the youngest person elected, and so many people endorsed you, embraced you, and wanted certain qualities see you because luñ bëgg prove rek ndaw tam mun na jité, and the legacy the li nga war a bàyyi dafa important pour ëllëg ndaw yi nga xam ne dañ bëgg a jël sa path. Ban legacy la Talib bëgg a bàyyi fii when it comes to good governance, when it comes to tackling corruption, when it comes to good leadership? Because ni ma ko waxee, as the youngest mayor elected in this country, a lot of young people suñu waxee ñu ne xay Talib su ko mënee def mun naa koo def, waaye Talib lan la fi bàyyi am na solo pour xale yi mun a xool lan la fi Talib bëgg a bàyyi.
So first of all, I will tell you Luther Dugasi, and I will keep my story short because politicians we talk.
Yeah.
When we were trying to remove the former president here,